And here we are live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream tonight together with Net for Tech and with Dagmara Asbreuk, our pioneer member, and Julia Baumans, one of the founders of Net for Tech. My name is Begonia and I also one of the founder of Net for Tech together with Julia. And we are here speaking about female leadership and speaking about how to build highly effective teams, especially nowadays, entering the new phase of a new normal, where we are now really challenging the leadership from two different angles. One, the virtual one, we already have discovered and really worked on very intensively the last 18 months. And the second one, the personal ones are coming back and in the office and having to deal with these new ways of leading, combining them in the new hybrid modus. And this is everything about tonight. We really would like to discover how this crisis have accelerated business to reach new levels of digitalization and how we need to reflect on a new understanding of leadership. New competencies are required, new skills are required. So you know that you as a leader need to understand complex situations, deal with ambiguity, and be able to quick adapt to a new environment. All of this while driving your team through uncertainty and mostly in a virtual environment. So leaders are requested to enable growth now and beyond the new normal. We know this new context, and we know that leaders use this time to really upskill themselves and to prepare themselves for the next phase. So therefore, we have designed and developed a training concept, the Entre Nous training concept. We have been driving with Net for Tech since last year. So we have now 3 different topics, and we are now really working with a holistic program. This is about 8 weeks. This is about 5 learning levels, and this is about a deep dive work together in a small group of female leaders working and developing the skills together with the community, together with our pioneer experts, and on the topic of building highly effective teams, working together with Dagmara and ourselves. So let's just start with some of the questions. I can guess they are very interesting for the audience. And here we are, Dagmara, you are our pioneer expert driving the program together with us. So I will let you now the time to introduce yourself and to give us a quick view of the program.
Thank you, Begonia, for having me here, and happy also to have Julia together with us. So it will be definitely an interesting discussion. And hello to everybody who listens us, actually. My name is Dagmara Asbreuk. I am, for the last 50 years, spent in automotive global corporations and international context and led several teams. And along my journey, I discovered a passion which I really determined with determination pursued, is to develop talent and develop teams. And along that journey of discovery, it led me to fantastic personal developments and coaching, education myself, which leads me actually to my next stage in life, which already started, to help leaders and partner with leaders to develop highly effective and performing teams. Why? You might wonder why we actually talk about it. Begonia, you already mentioned a very, very important one aspect, which for me also is key to why we look into that subject itself. It has been definitely much more challenging, including myself and for other leaders, in the last 18 months to operate leading teams in the virtual context. And now every organization, of course, is thinking how to go back hybrid, full home office, or on place. So we will find some different constellations. And those has challenged us. Those has challenged us as leaders into really creating and maintaining and creating engaged, connected teams and workplaces. And this is one of the skills, as you said, that will be needed going forward, because we'll not go back totally on to the normal as it was before. So we need to learn how to thrive in this environment of virtual space, and how to actually enable team collaboration, growth, learning, agility, and deal with those a lot of uncertainties and probably different waves that awaits us in the future. Another reason why I believe this whole topic is very important is because we also want to be working in engaged and happy working places. And frankly speaking, we need more of those. We are driven by connection and belonging as human beings. And being the last 15 years in, or more than 15 years in different organizations, led me to a conclusion that we really need to work on it as leaders. And looking at my personal journey, looking at other leaders that were surrounding and are surrounding me, looking at leaders and executives that I work with as a coach and consultant start today, I still believe that there is a need to support leaders and equip with awareness and tools and skills on how to really develop highly performing teams. That's a challenge, that's an evolution, that's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So it requires, as you said, also skilling up and really looking at how really to steer this ship. I even like to call it, it's actually also leading a change, because developing a team always, you pick it up or you build from the beginning, but it always a transformation process in itself as well. So how do you lead that process? And that is why we actually are talking about that fundamental aspects into leadership in this Entre Nous.
Yeah, we definitely share here a huge passion for teams, passion for leadership, and passion for female leaders, right? And Julia, you're here not only as the co-founder of Net4Tech, they are a leading network for females' careers in STEAM. You were also one of the participants of the first edition of the Entre Nous training program, together with Dagmara and with me, and building highly effective teams. So you are a leader, you're a female leader, you have the responsibility for a big team working on a remote way with different nationalities over different countries. So let us know about you, your profile, your responsibility, your actual position, your team's challenges, and what you did enjoy the most of this program.
Absolutely. No, thank you for having me. And yeah, it's great that I can be here tonight, fulfilling the two different roles, right? On one hand, the work together with Net4Tech, and then also working or being here now as a participant, since I have done, or I have passed successfully the training together with Dagmara of building the highly effective teams. And the reason for me was to participate. And the first time when we did it was really because I think it was a question, right? We say in the program it's for true female leaders, and you said, yes, I am a female leader, but am I a true female leader? So there was also a little bit of a challenge to myself. And as you said, so I lead a team of 25 technical consultants across Europe for Microsoft Consulting Services, which was now called Industry Solutions Delivery Team. And yes, this comes with quite some big ask also to myself. How do I motivate the team in the right way? Do they also deliver in with high quality? And how can we continue? So that was kind of the main reasons for me to join the program.
And if you take a look at the program itself, what did you enjoy the most?
I enjoyed a lot that we were a small group and that this was really among women. It's a program designed by women for women. And I think, like inclusion and diversity is a topic, of course, very dear to my heart. But nevertheless, I think having a training where we can be how we are, we can come with the way we are, right? And we can express our concerns and our feelings, and we can discuss about a certain topic very heatedly. I think this was definitely the biggest advantage of this program. Yeah, and I really enjoyed the trust level that we had among each other. So
this is great. Trust is one of the most important words. Working on the leadership and working on developing a team that is able to perform a high level, even if they are sitting in different places, even they are working in a different cultural environment, even if they are really having different profiles in their team and different perspectives from the team definition of construction, because our participants, they are coming from different industries, they have different challenges, they have different teams, they sit in different places. So coming back to you, Dagmara, what do you think is the most important benefit and value of the program for the participants?
Good question, Begonia. Well, first, Julia already said, but of course that's not the only one, right? So the fact that we can be really among ourselves, share experiences, and feel in this safe zone, trusted zone, and really in this small group, definitely it enables to go to some real challenges that are going on of each of the participants. That's really one of the benefits that we have in the program by having such a small group. Yeah. And obviously there are others. So the second benefit is definitely the content itself. It's I call it the transformation program. It's not informative program only, which means it does lead you to reflect on yourself as a leader, which you also mentioned, Julia, before. And it helps you actually to see what maybe you're doing something today that is not effective for developing team, and it doesn't create the space and a culture that you want to create. It equips you on top of that with a lot of tools. Some of them are coaching tools that you can take and basically bring to your team straight ahead. So it's a lot of practical tools that I'm going to share with you during this program that you can basically try anytime with your team. And this is also what we place a focus on in this program, that you actually absorb, reflect, get a new awareness about yourself, about what really matters, and also try. Because the key to success is awareness and action. And this is also what we encourage you to do in this program, to implement those tools, which are in such a way given to yourself that you can basically try it out. For example, the workshops about setting a vision or purpose with your team, which is kind of fundamental in leading teams, is one of the example. And then also another benefit is, of course, we are putting people in peers or buddy peers, accountability buddies, I call it, which gives a great possibility also for people not only to share and learn together on a journey, but also actually to keep themselves accountable with this action and commitments that we take. Because we also need to bring it into reality. And sometimes we need those buddies to help us to be accountable on the journey. So that's another, I would say, particularity about this program that helps the whole development, learning, and transformation process along the way. And Julia, you might add something else. I don't know. Did I miss anything?
Oh, I found that was very complete, and exactly that peer group combination, this tandem group, I think it's a very good way of making each other accountable, but also brainstorm and develop ideas further. I think when we got back into the groups the week after, it was always very refreshing also to hear what the different tandem groups have learned from each other. So I really like that.
I think that this is something that I can also confirm from my side. We drive the program together, and I really realize how impactful is these 8 weeks working together with a very pragmatical approach in a small group. And you already mentioned that before, Dagmara, but I would say that it's not about not just setting their milestones through the process on building these high effective teams, it's more going into the implementation. And because this program is for females, they are in job, they are working with their teams in a daily basis. This program is a real, let's say, everyday working approach. You can test, you can experiment, you can apply your learnings right away. You exploit the power of this small group working together. You have here peers you can ask and give feedback. So it's a giving and taking all the time, and then really get the bunch to prepare the next steps and to rock your team in a very short time. Because you get not only the tools, you get also the trust, you get the confidence, and you get the support of the team. So it's a kind of empowerment 1,000 times in order to go through the process in a very dynamic and a very, very lovely journey. Because at the end of the day, Julia, you mentioned that this program has been designed by women for women. So we know how it works, our world. Dagmara, what do you think, on your opinion, how much time do participants invest on the program?
One thing are those sessions that we have, and of course a lot of information on the website. So I don't know all the dates now by heart for sure. The first one is 28th of October. This one I know, and then we have another 4. So obviously those 5 sessions are the first commitment that you take by saying yes to this program. Yes, because there are some commitments that you take also, and investments for yourself at the same time. So that is the first. Each of them is about 1.5 hours. And this is the moment of sharing, learning, exploring, reflecting. So that's the foundation. Obviously, then we have in between the sessions also some homework, some group work, some peer group works as well, some individual reflections that fundamentally it's up to you if you do it, because I'm not going to push you in and like in a school to do it, but it's actually up to you how much time you want to invest. And if you truly are committed to build highly effective teams and evolve as a leader, then investing yourself in this time and in this program for yourself, it's also demonstrating that you are a learning leader, which is so important, right? We constantly learn and need to develop those different skill sets. So that's another time that is needed as an investment of the time in this program itself. And then what you do beyond that in terms of going beyond, because I always like to put some additional information. This is really up to you if you want to read that book or maybe connect with that group or have a one-on-one chat. And also, I forget, we do have in this program 1 hour of coaching session, right? Which is basically a great possibility to building really, to getting through some challenges or building your plan, building your action plan. And as you mentioned before, Begonia, also one thing I want to add, because what is great is that also from my personal experience, I do a lot of investments in myself, a lot of different programs I experience in life. And what really truly help is to be with the group together and be focused and have these accountability buddies, because that is so important. So keeping you in a flow of doing it and implementing what you've learned, which you cannot do when you are just learning alone on an online course or reading a book or reading an article or alone in the program. It makes a huge difference of the result and commitment and really what you would get out of it for yourself.
Yeah, I love that, being on a flow, because this is exactly what's happening in that program, because you are working with your team, you are a leader in your daily job, and then you exploit the power of this group and the expertise of the people working with you, not only from our side on the side of giving you a guide, but also really getting the benefit of all the leaders working together on this small group. And I would say this, thinking about that, I get some kind of energy through the body completely right away. And I have to say, we also have this LinkedIn group. This is a closed group where we follow in a kind of inspirational, aspirational way the process, the training, where we exchange a lot of information, and for sure some kind of humor post, and getting some kind of good day, or starting a good day, and starting and going through the journey with this continuous discussion, exchange, and providing information, and sometimes even giving, sometimes small pieces that really help to go ahead. Just think on another perspective, how you can deal even with your bias. Because one thing that I would like to stress as well, and this is the aspect of the diversity of your team, and this is also reflecting through the process some of the bias you can discover on yourself, and even realize that you have in your working routine with your team. But Julia, I just would like to come back to you, and that being curious, it has been 8 amazing weeks. This was already in the spring, summertime. So thinking about in a reflection time, how was this training for you? Can you give us some kind of best practices, what you really implemented from that?
What I implemented, and also what I really liked about the session, was we had a long conversation around trust and how we can build trust in the teams, and different ways, having different type of workshops with the team to establish that certain level of trust. And I found a very simple technique, actually, for instance, that I'm using now on a very regular basis in the team, and I think it has helped also to feel the temperature of the team and to understand where they are standing, right? So what I do at the start of every team meeting, we have a Mentimeter session. It's anonymous. Everyone can put in there are 2 simple questions. How am I feeling today? And what is distracting me? So this way, it's a very honest way of providing direct feedback and saying, okay, I have an awesome day, the sun is shining, it's great, or someone tells me, oh, I just want to go home and sleep, right? But this way, they would have never opened up each team member the way they do in the Mentimeter than when we are in a Teams meeting, for instance, right? So there are little techniques and tips and tricks that I'm using in order to not just to earn the trust on one hand, of course, but also to keep that level of trust and to have this this great relationship, since this is one of the basis, the foundation of highly effective teams.
I love how you adapted it, right? Because yes, indeed, and I'm happy to hear that that's the first thing that comes to your mind as the powerhouse, because it is, and it's this vulnerability-based trust. Some others name it also psychological safety, which we need to understand what it actually is, right? And then actually know what are the small things, because that's this act of small things that we can do as leaders and encourage others to do, that will bring it. So thank you for sharing also how you nicely adapted and built it in your weekly structure. Great.
I also really like the discussion we have about the different meetings you set up with your team in a regular basis, because I know, and this is a discussion I have with many other peers and leaders, is how to deal with all these kind of meetings and these journeys. They are full of meetings, because we know, starting with the pandemic time, we just were not back, but we were at home, all sitting there working from home, and then we took the same way we worked before, working remotely. So at the end of the day, we were all exhausted with all these marathon of Zoom and Teams and WebEx meetings, they never had an end, right? We could say. And I really like this perspective. We elaborate together which kind of meetings we can have, how can we drive it in a very efficient topic, how we can do that in a very agile way. So just putting a kind of open agenda and your fixes where you can be reached by your team and ask, and you have your team asking any question and you and just answering. So this is something that I really love because we had a very good discussion and very good topics on how to deal with and how to construct a good rhythm on working together in the teams.
Yeah, and that's another beauty, Begonia, I think, because as you say, what is also nice, another benefit to your previous question is sharing those experiences and different viewpoints, right? Already you and me bring a different perspectives, but also the participants. So that's a really true co-creation process. I love this word, yeah, because it's basically also was to some extent sometimes learning how you guys are going through certain or master certain challenges, and that's the additional benefit of being in a group, that you get so many sharing knowledge in this space, trusted space. So that's also additional great thing. Yeah, and thank you for bringing us some other memories here.
I think there are so many wonderful best practices, and what we are going to do is that we will like you, the participants, now listening to you and having this interest on how to bring my team to the next performance level, how to construct a team that really works at a good level, good understanding, how to set this trust relationship, and how to embrace engagement even if you don't see every day, even if you keep working in a remote way. How do you get this motivation to go through challenging times with the different individualities and personalities on your team? How do you build up a base that really is the foundation where you can really rely on that and really enjoy their successes and reflect the maybe not very nice successes or very the failures on the way. So this is an opportunity for you to join us, to embrace the Netfotech community, to spend 8 weeks together, beginning on the 28th of October with the onboarding session, and going through a program where we see every 2 weeks in a virtual session where you work together with your peers, where you get a workbook in order to manage your own learning journey, and to have this continuous dialogue in the group, and our expertise from Dagmara, our pioneer member driving, and really leading this Entre Nous, and also the benefit of this personal coaching. So it's going to be 8 amazing weeks. We are really looking forward to join you here. And I think the next question is how you can register. Maybe you want to add this information, Dagmara.
I see sign up here, Ben, below my screen here. So I think the first thing is to click the link below, right? We'll be posting other also on our LinkedIn probably. That's how actually you came probably to this live. So you see that there is already some information flowing in on the LinkedIn. But you can go, if you don't register all this long link, netfotech.com trainings, and then you will see you building highly effective teams as a one of the program that is starting on the 28th of October. So it's really very soon, and it's definitely worth to take the chance now, because either you are leading a team and feeling maybe stuck, or asking yourself, I try this, I try that, what else can I do? Or you simply, the hybrid and virtual world is new to you, and you feel yourself like I always felt in the past, I know I can do better. I know, but how, right? So that's also the program for you. Or maybe you have in January taking over a team. Who knows? So that is the right time for you. And you are in a right moment actually connecting with us at this moment and looking for us. So that's also a law of attraction, why you're here, right? So we are speaking to you because basically it's the right time to take the journey.
Yeah, and think about, even if I sometimes discuss about the topic, but now there is so much going on, and that is just my answer to this question, or to this reflection is, then it is exactly now the time to go for it, because you get clarity, you get your things done in a more effective way. And this feeling that there is so much going on is going to be like, now I'm really doing the right things that bring me forward. So this is the perspective I would like to just add to the perspective you already mentioned, Dagmara. And Julia, Dagmara, because we are now more or less on the last minutes of this discussion before we go to the questions. If we have some questions in the chat, would you like to add something, learning, approach, feelings that you say, hey, this is why you should now register and come together with Net4Tech to the next Entre Nous?
So I would say for me, it's not just about how I, as a leader, work with my team. It actually starts with myself, which I actually enjoyed as well. So it has the different elements of myself, of the team, and how to combine these two elements, bringing it all together, and how to collaborate together. And to have this type of holistic approach to it, combining with a strong network of other true female leaders that are actually in there, I think that was very powerful for me. And last but not least, I would also like to mention our Q&A session next week, Monday, via Zoom, where you will have the possibility to ask us, and especially Dagmara, all the questions that you have about the program and how it all works. And so if you find now you maybe don't want to ask your question in here right now while we're doing this live chat, live talk, come and join us next week, Monday evening.
Yep. So, Dagmara?
And from my side, well, actually two things that on top of what we already spoken, right? I think one is, if you think that it is not the right time, or you think that you have so many other things to do, think about that's excuses. We all make them, okay? So be honest with yourself, because otherwise you will never feel that's the right time to do. So that's number one. And number two, if you truly want to elevate your team, yourself as a leader, as a human being, and you want to build more connection, collaboration, bring more agility and inclusion, then join us on 28th of October, because that's definitely the right place for you to be.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Julia and Dagmara. We are really looking forward to seeing you. And I'm not sure if we have some questions on the chat right now. If we don't have it, I will say thank you for being with us. Thank you for taking the time to discover this video, because it's now a recording, and we are going to put it at your place so that you can have a first impression about the Entre Nous, building high and effective teams. And join us. This is Net4Tech. We are a female career network with focus on the STEAM world. We want to rock that world and make it more colorful by lifting women's careers and shaping a new phase of leadership with the power of community. So we know you are the new shape of leadership, the new phase, and we are really very looking forward to seeing you there at Net4Tech and in our Entre Nous. So thank you so much for being with us tonight. Take a look at our LinkedIn group. We are going to post there a lot of information about the program. You can contact us also directly in our LinkedIn profiles. And otherwise, for all other questions, you can clarify directly and personally next week in our Q&A session. It's taking place on Monday, the 25th of October at 7 p.m. German time. So thank you so much. And thank you, Julia. Thank you, Dagmara, for being here with me tonight. And enjoy your night. And let's work on rocking the STEM world and rocking your team for leadership.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye. Thanks, Begonia and Julia.
Thank you.